So speaking about games and Twitch, do you think we can start incorporating things like educational video games and puzzles and things like that in the classroom in some meaningful manner?
Yeah, it's already happening. It's just not mainstream.
Mm,
Minecraft for education is a major movement.
mm,
Minecraft itself as a knowledge building tool is extremely strong. I also know that they're starting to use Minecraft to teach programming and coding. And
mm.
it's in essence basically grade ones can do it because the programs that they've created basically uses the Minecraft interface and then allows kids, for instance, to move 3 blocks forward, and that's then they have to use like scratch coding or something similar to scratch coding to learn about how do I move my unit forward, and then there's little tasks that they need to complete using programming language. So that is already happening. I know Fortnite. There's Fortnite for education, where you can go into the world building mode of Fortnite. So it's not the Skopskiet and Donner part
Yeah,
of Fortnite. It's the world building, and you can
yeah.
create and collaborate and work
Mm,
together on Fortnite to build a world. So there are teachers. I don't know of many South African teachers who are incorporating that. It's definitely not mainstream, but you'll start seeing these fringe activities start filtering into the mainstream with time. But we need to tell those stories, and I'm glad to say that I've got a few teachers lined up on my podcast and show that's going to explain their experience about using Minecraft in education, so that other people can learn from that and start incorporating that in their teaching.
yeah. I'm actually keen to see what you got going because you go deeper to the education side. I'm more on the gamer side and
Mm.
on the science side. But you mentioned to me that esports is becoming interesting now in the future of education and children. How is that so?
So with lockdown, one of the major things, I don't know whether you guys are getting any role systems, but there's no live sport on TV whatsoever.
Yeah.
All the Super Rugby has been cancelled. People I'm seeing these Afrikaner oomies, everybody wanting to braai and watch rugby, but they can't, and that's really getting to them because now they need to
Yeah.
watch the soap operas, and they need with the wives, and the wives have got control
Yeah.
over the remote control. So that's one of the major concerns with the virus is like what's going to happen with sport. And I can guarantee you that for the remainder of this year, schools are not going to engage in extramural activities. Very
Mm,
few schools are going to worry about their sporting activities and their culture activities outside of school, because everybody will be focusing on completing the content, and every
yeah.
single spare moment is going to be used to focus on academia, and that's not healthy, because where do
Mhm,
our kids get their outlets? And if
mm,
you want to talk about a platform that has got social distancing built into it,
mm.
online gaming is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Um, what are our kids doing? Very few kids are really like majorly into sport, but they will spend hours upon hours playing their favorite game.
Mm, yeah.
Why not start incorporating that into schools' extramural activities? Why not form esports clubs at the school,
Mm,
especially now when they can't go and have these netball meets with other schools?
yeah.
Why not start incorporating online, even if it's just exhibition matches? If you play Dota 2, like have a school team that challenges another school's team, and see what happens. You can really
Mm,
build. Imagine what will happen if you stream that on Twitch and the entire school is pulling in as the audience
yeah.
and rooting
Yeah.
for their school's team. It's a different world, and I think our teachers and the principals are not used to the world of online gaming. But our kids definitely are.
Yeah.
They're looking up to other creators. They're looking up to streamers like Ninja, and thinking like, you know what? That's the epitome. I want to become that. So why not start giving them that platform at schools to already start building their own careers as streamers?
Mm, yeah. I think it hasn't really hit the mainstream yet, but the money in esports is ridiculous. And I think, you know, when school governing bodies and university administrators come to realize how much money is in there, we might get some movement. But yeah, I mean, we kind of like forced. Like, you just reminded me of that meme where it's like it says like esport is not a sport, and like 2020 esport is the only sport now. It's like stocks. Yeah. So I think, you know, definitely in South Africa, we behind on that. There are esports teams, things like Allied Gaming and stuff like that. I'm not too deep into esports, but I find it fascinating, and I'm wondering like when we will catch up. And I've also been wondering like, okay, when are we going to get like university teams?
Yeah.
And stuff like that, because the platform is like, it's so easy. Like, you don't have to build a stadium. Like, you got Twitch, it's there, it's built for you. You know, all you have to do is like maybe design an overlay, just pay one student to do it. You know, they can do all of this stuff. Maybe even for free, like for fun, they will just, you know, set up your channel for you.
I promise you, like when I was at school, I loved rugby. I played a lot of rugby, cricket, hockey, chess. I was all over the field and I really enjoyed that. But if my school had a Super Mario team, I would much rather be on that.
Yeah.
If what was big in the time, in FIFA, if we had a FIFA team instead of just a normal soccer team, I would much rather work hard to be there. Or at least, this is one thing we're not thinking about, except for just the money. The other careers that form around esports, things like sports casting. You don't have to be great at the game to be able to be a sportscaster for your school. There could be blog writers about the school, like the old fashioned newspaper. You transform that into a website or a blog about the team. So you're already expanding on the possibilities. And I agree with you. The fact that there is a lot of money in esports will take a while before our generation and the current generation of teachers and principals catch up to the ways in which to monetize sponsorships around your school's team. But it's already something that they understand, because they're doing that with their first team rugby and with their first auto polo team. I don't know. They know how to get sponsorships. Now you just transfer that into an online modality and you get more eyes, because people can sit in their pajamas and watch the first team play Call of Duty, for instance.
Yeah. I think it's a grave missed opportunity, especially I suppose our internet infrastructure needs a lot of work, and that's probably why we're so behind on.
But I must say, I've connected with Colin Webster, who is on the board for Mindsport South Africa, and I actually have an interview with him. Actually, I'll have an interview with him, because they already have. I think I'll have more information after I've spoken to him. But it started off basically as the mind sports, like chess, like being a chess association, but has moved into esports. And there are leagues for schools, and it exists. I just think that very few people know about it, and that's part of my job is to give a platform to these people so that other schools can get to know, there's another possibility, there's another way of doing it, and get involved with something like Mindsport South Africa is a way to go.
Yeah. And I think that there also needs to be the removal of the stigma that, you know, you have to be this like physical athlete specimen to be involved in a sport. And I don't think that's necessarily true. But either way, it's a form of entertainment. People want to watch it. It's based on skill. Not everybody is going to be good at StarCraft 2. Let me tell you right now. Like, it's playing StarCraft 2 is like playing chess while you're falling from the sky, and like your pieces are like going all over. So like, it's a thing that is skillful. That's why people want to watch it, because, you know, you want to see what the high level of these games, how they operate, because probably you can't do it, or you want to learn how to do it going forward. So, and I do think that stigma is going away. You know, there were all these stories, and I think when ESPN started having, I think Street Fighter or Evo, on their channel, there was this whole uproar about how like esports is not a sport. But I think right now, yeah, esports was the only sport for the past few months. So
Exactly, and give it a few years until it really becomes mainstream and people start seeing the prize money that gets paid to it, and then you'll start seeing people moving